Most new gym owners don't realize how close they are to going broke until it hits them, or how quick they are to having a wait list. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how Aviva, who opened up her gym in a small town in Alabama just a few months ago, to making $7K in profit and adding 30 new clients in her first week with Gym Academy. And how she went from $3,800 in monthly revenue when she started with us to $42,650 in monthly recurring revenue in just 90 days. When she came to Gym Academy, she straight up said, "I'm scared I'm about to make a bunch of financial mistakes." And she was right. She was like 2-3 bad decisions away from that brand new gym she just opened just being completely gone, or just an entire bottle of stress, and not the enjoyable kind of stress. So I'm going to break down the exact steps that she took, the systems that we installed, and the mistakes that we helped her avoid, including the one decision that turned everything around. And at the end of this video, I'll show you the simple ads plus the follow process that brought in those 30 clients in her first week. Let's dive in. I'm going to take you to the dangerous mistakes that Aviva was making as a new gym owner. Then I'm going to cover the offer and the pricing structure that instantly made her profitable. We're then going to cover the actual ad strategy as well as sales process that brought in those 30 brand new clients inside of her first week. And then I'll talk about how she actually scaled to 298 clients from like 38 clients and over 42 grand in monthly revenue. And then finally, I want to share with you the exact decision that really changed everything. Now, when Aviva opened her gym in May, she did what most gym owners do. She hustled, she tried everything, and frankly, she thought since she was really good that the numbers would just work out. But just a few months in, by July, she was covering her bills, she wasn't profitable, and so when we first talked, she straight up said, "I could make so many expensive mistakes right now." And yeah, she totally wasn't wrong. That's exactly because of that realization. That's why she was able to have such success so quickly. I'm going to break down each one of these points that she was able to do in order to really scale her gym, but I'm going to put a caveat just real quick. Like, she absolutely murdered it. Straight freaking crushed it out the gate. I'm not going to say that you are going to add pretty much 40 grand in recurring monthly revenue inside of 90 days. There's lots of things that made that happen. And frankly, she may be an outlier. I can't guarantee that you're going to work as hard as her. That being said, you can 100% follow exactly what I cover inside of here. And in the next 90 days, add 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand or more in monthly revenue as well. But don't watch this video and be like, "Hey, if I do what she did, I'm going to add 40 grand in monthly recurring revenue." Let's just be real. The first thing that I want to cover is the mistakes that were killing her profit. And the reality is, like, most gym owners, when they're new, like, they don't fail because they're bad, especially not bad coaches, or that they don't care about helping their community. Ultimately, they fail just because they have a kind of like a few fatal flaws, like, inside of their business model. So mistake number one, she had no clear offer whatsoever. She had multiple services. She 100% did not have a core offer at all, which her ideal client would then be like, "Oh, this is exactly for me." And her business would then have a simple path to revenue as a result of this offer. Mistake number two was she had absolutely no pricing strategy. She just picked some numbers out of the air, looked at some of her other competition that were not doing well, but she did not strategically price her options, her membership, her offerings to be profitable. Mistake number three is she had no predictable acquisition system whatsoever. She relied on hope marketing, not ads, no structured follow-up, not even an actual good organic game plan whatsoever. Just, "Hey, my gym is here. I'm really good at what I do. The people will come." I call this the field of dreams delusion. Because I'm open and I'm good, they will come. Just about every single trainer or somebody who's passionate about fitness who then opens up a gym makes this mistake. "Oh, I only grow on referrals." Cool. My businesses make a shit ton of money. Maybe yours could too if you got out of your own way. Anyway, these 3 gaps kept her stuck at barely making the bills instead of making money. She straight up said it herself. "In July, I was making my bills, but it wasn't a profitable business." So that's where we got to work. So when we came in, we needed to restructure her pretty much offerings into just one offer that was simple, that was irresistible, that was valuable, and that her ideal client could clearly see this was for them and they wanted it. So that's why it's so important to have a clear front end offer that people actually want. Not your features, not your services. I'm talking about the outcome, the transformation that your ideal client's going to achieve by joining your gym. We do that by putting together a clear front end offer. Once we have that, we then have to price that at a point where it actually creates margin. People are willing to pay more for a specific result in a shorter time frame. So keep that in mind. If I'm going to be running ads, I want to bake in margin for the business to cover my acquisition costs on top of everything else. Then I want to be easily able to fulfill on the promises that I made. So I need to have a process for that. And then eventually I want to have an upsell pathway into either regular memberships, or if you have some ascension products, like for her, Aviva actually has some biohacking stuff. We want to make sure that we actually have that dialed into the process. The cool thing is, by actually doing this first, when she went and launched, she made $7 grand in pure profit in her first week. But if you were paying attention to the beginning of this video, you already know that that $7 grand is small compared to what she was able to accomplish inside of 90 days. So the next thing I'm going to cover is really where the magic happened. So the third point that allowed Aviva to really scale her gym was we implemented a really strong ads and follow-up system in place. And this is the part that kind of blew her mind. So when she came in around July is when we launched her first ads. Not complicated, not risky, not expensive, which is a belief that a lot of gym and studio owners have. Ads should never be an expense. They should be a profit center on the front end and the back end, because the great thing about this industry, this game that we're in, is the recurring revenue that we have. So when I have ads set up properly, I can bring in my ideal client. I can put the gas onto actual scale. I can get in front of people who have no idea exist, because frankly, people don't know you exist. And it doesn't have to be complicated in order to do this. She went from pretty much not being profitable to, well, very freaking profitable in a very short period of time. Because of the system, in her first week, she added over 30 brand new clients. Her lead volume went absolutely insane, like hard to keep up with, insane. Her sales, like the conversions were just skyrocketing. People were coming in. They loved it. The offer just made total sense for them. So naturally, her member count just quickly went into the hundreds so fast that she literally had to shut her ads off because couldn't keep up with it. We need to stabilize operations. Now, here's the thing inside of business I think is extremely important to understand. Problems never go away. We actually want to create problems. We just want to create better problems, bigger problems. This kind of problem that just happened was a good kind of problem that now she got to solve, and we were able to help her do that. Now, the reason why this problem occurred, where we had to shut off the faucet, was because the offer, the ads, how they were actually done, what was in them, the follow-up system, the sales system, all that, it didn't let leads slip through the cracks. And because she had a very simple, like front end offer with a natural progression into her memberships, as well as she had some upsells to sling them on top of that, she was just able to really hit some monumental scale really quickly. Now, here's the fourth point I want to make that I think is actually extremely important, is that you actually want to keep it simple. Gyms are a simple business that's hard to do. You don't need complexity. In fact, simple scales. What you actually need are fewer moving parts. One, this is easier for you. This is also going to be easier for any sort of team. So here's what that simplicity looks like. You need to have a clear sales process, which now you've had, which then ultimately leads to more closes, more signups. You need to have a very clear offer that you sell on the front end that then gives you higher margins. Next, you need to have clear marketing. Clear marketing leads to more leads. Anything confusing will just push people away. And you also need to have transparency inside of your data. So you need to have clear numbers. You can have more confidence in your business of exactly what you need to do right now, and also where you're going to be in a window of time. And this is exactly when we're able to really simplify everything. The fitness industry, the gym business, it's not easy. It's exactly what Aviva said. She's like, it's not easy, but Gym Academy helped me avoid a lot of mistakes. So if your business feels complicated, it's overwhelming, that's probably a sign that you just need to simplify it. And you can just easily take a look at like the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. Just like, cool, 80% of my headaches, 80% of my stress are probably shit I can destroy and get rid of and focus on that 20% and then hit massive growth. Now, here's the final point that I want to make in Aviva's story that I think could really translate over to you, but also what allowed her to have the level of success that she's having is ultimately like the snowball effect of doing all of these. Because what you really want in business is to create momentum. And once the system started working, the business becomes predictable. Predictable becomes profitable. And inside of just a few months for her, she went from barely surviving with no real plan to over 42 grand in monthly revenue with like stupid dumb low overhead, which means high margin, high profit from her. She then also went from unclear to confident, from uncertain to signing 30 clients in her first week and hundreds in her first few months, from now being a new gym owner to an actual real business owner, what we like to call a gympreneur, a gym entrepreneur. That is the power of getting the foundation right inside of your fitness business from the very beginning. If you don't have this foundation, if you watch this video and you're like, holy crap, like this is missing, great, go put that foundation in so that you can actually scale up properly. For her, all of this stuff was super great. We actually had to shut her ads off, so that like she could take a breath and then get back into scale mode properly. Now we just turned her ads on last week, and on the first day, she instantly had 6 leads, 4 appointments, and 2 brand new sales, literally on the very first day. So let's just recap everything for you. We fixed the offer, we fixed the pricing, we installed predictable marketing, we cleaned up sales, and we simplified the entire business. If you want a deeper breakdown and like how you can actually build and scale a profitable gym or studio, then what I'd love you to do is subscribe to this channel. We're releasing new videos every single week. There's a plethora, eventually, depending on when you're watching this, of other videos that will help you grow and scale. Now, here's the cool thing. Everything that I shared today is completely doable on your own. But if you want help implementing it faster, implementing it properly, avoiding the mistakes that 99% of gym owners do, and you want help the same way that we helped Aviva, then what you can do is in the description around this video, there's an application. You can go ahead, fill that out, and then book a call with my team. On that call, they'll break down exactly where you are now, where you want to be, and what you need to do to actually get there in the fastest, most efficient way possible. Either way, you do that or you watch this video, now you have the blueprint so that you can go ahead and scale your gym just like Aviva did. If you like this, again, subscribe, like, share the video. Peace until next time.